Hello there, my friends. Kalidas here to offer some thoughts about the current world situation and astrology and how they relate and how we can really answer the questions that we have during this time. Astrologers get a lot of business during planetary storms that shake the world, and so I have a list of questions. Let's look at them. When will these planets stabilize? Well, what is happening is that a whole fleet of planets will be entering into Pisces, two of which are Saturn and Rahu. Saturn has been in Aquarius for the last couple of years, and he will be moving beyond Aquarius into Pisces near March 28th. And that will be conjuncting with Rahu, which is a planet of our desires. Rahu is our wish for expansion, our wish to improve, for things to get better in the future. And when Saturn goes with Rahu, he can often frustrate our efforts as a whole to move forward as humanity wants to. And if this is a personal thing, which it most certainly is, then you would want to discover within, what is my own reaction to things not moving forward in this world as I wish they would. This is your horoscope, it's your dharma and your karma. It has nothing to do with when the planets will separate and create space again between their influences. The truth of astrology is that your chart is the reason you have problems in this world. It's not because of what God is doing with the messengers in our sky, with the deities or the wanderers, or you could also call them the grahas, which is what Vedic astrology calls them. And graha means to seize or a seizer. It has grabbed you out of the astral world and said, you have much to learn from this reality, this world, where there can be, yes, seemingly endless problems. So as soon as this planetary storm subsides, there will be more problems. There's never going to be a time in this world where the planets have stabilized. Why? Because you have afflictions in your chart. And you need to tend to that dharma, to that karma. Until you change yourself, this world will have many problems in your eyes. But the awakened beings, those who have worked through their dharma and their karma, and have become one with the source again, they know there is no problem. God is perfectly in control of this miasma we call Maya. And it does a beautiful, brilliant, effective job of changing and transforming us, doesn't it? So when will the planets stabilize? Never. As long as you have to incarnate here in this world, you will be learning from Saturn, the planet of blocks and obstacles, Rahu, the planet of desire and wish for expansion, but also creates instability because he kind of pushes us in directions we haven't yet been. And then we have Ketu, which is our memories of the past. Often the source of our negative projections about the future is our memories of a disappointing past. So these are things that we all personally need to work with if we want to see the world change. The next question that's common is, when will life become enjoyable again? And it's the same answer. When you realize that these problems have been given to strengthen you, to enlighten you, to show you where you have problems, not the sky. The sky is perfect. It's a clock and it's ticking right on time. And it's influencing you. You're the one who needs to choose joy. And this will be working through whatever resistance, negativity, wish to attack another with a different point of view, any of that. That's your karma. It will stand between you and God regardless of what the astrology looks like. So when will life become more enjoyable again? It will not until we change and realize this world is perfect. Something many, many people deny and say is simply not true. But in the end, everyone says thank you. because of what I have learned. When someone has ended their chapter of life, there's a reflective quality on both that soul and those who knew them. Oh, what did they learn? Oh, what did they gain? What a beautiful thing. And so this life is not meant to be easy or even enjoyable all the time. It's dualistic, and so it teaches us what we need to learn. And this planetary storm is going to bring up your karma, regardless of what you think you believe about politics or leadership in the world, or the quality of the people in the world. You know, it's very easy to project your own flaws on this world. And Yogananda said something very insightful. He said, if you see wrong in this world that bothers you, that wrong is with you. So you get in there and you find out, where is it in me that doesn't trust or fears what God is going to do? Any fear is a fear of God. Any lack of trust in the future is a lack of trust in God. So this Creator is perfect. This world is balanced. This is a brilliant, miraculous creation designed for our growth, for our realization. And these body suits were in our wisdom machines. They distill lessons from experiences through both health challenges of physical, mental, psychological, and all our pains. We distill messages and lessons from these. These are wisdom-producing machines we've been given. And yet we run from the pain and say, I don't trust what Divine Mother's going to do in the future. And if we don't trust the way things are going in a society, or if we're scared of it, that's just a deeper, there's a deeper distrust of God and His ultimate benevolence for all humanity right there that we're discovering. And perhaps running from into restless activities that we think will change the world, all the while not tending to the inner sanctum and its clutter. As my dear friend and teacher Jyotish says, he likes to create a circle room in his imagination, and this is his center. And there's doors, and he's closing all the doors to this room so that he can have all distractions shut off while he dwells in his center, where the source of real knowledge, real contentment is. And his point in this exercise is to free us from worry. Worry would be a reflection of our fear of what is God going to do to this world. So maybe you see God more like a Mother Kali, like a destructive, bloodthirsty and ruthless God. Well, that is one aspect of God that is seen to in a very negative light, but is actually there to destroy only our weakness, only our suffocating limitations, and reveal to us once again that we're an unlimited, free being. So fearing God is the reason why people are consulting astrologers and things. They want to know, what does He have planned for us? Well, if you have perfect trust in God's benevolent love and that every challenge will ultimately result in a blessing, then you don't need any astrology at all. This period will come and go. So much polarity and negativity in the world. How can we make a difference? This is a question that's often pondered upon. And the truth is, you won't make a difference because you aren't changing yourself. And when you do begin to realize that the things in the world that bother you are only there to help you love more, to help you change into a more loving and surrendered to God's will piece of the puzzle, that's when the difference will be made, is when enough people do that. They attune, what is this negativity I feel towards that person that the media attacks 24/7, or what is this negativity I feel towards my neighbor who supports that person who the media attacks 24/7, and what is and you can ask God this in meditation, what is my lesson in this? Because that will be in your horoscope. That is your job, your horoscope, to work through your karma. This world, as I said, it will never stabilize. There won't be a time. There is no time in the future at all that will ever be problem-free. So there will continue to be these planetary storms from time to time that really bring up opportunity for deep transformation. That's what we're going into this year. The dates on this will be at the end of March. Saturn and Rahu will join in Pisces with a number of other planets. And Saturn and Rahu, when they get together, you can expect a lot of frustrated desire happening, a lot of wish to expand, and a lot of blockage to that expansion. And this will go on for a period of time, a few months. And you could see some real issues in your life if you're not aware that this storm is happening for our good, to help us learn to love better. And so those who we find it difficult to love, we must in some way learn to send positive energy to learn to let go of our preconceived notion. That is called Ketu. It's a part of astrology that blinds you of your ability to see the future due to past shade, past pain, and things you think you understand, but only have a tiny little small piece of the puzzle yet. So we will make a difference, and we will be able to be okay with the polarity in this world, which will always exist, but we'll be able to accept it as a learning field, and that this astral world that we can learn to enter through perfect calmness of breath and mind and upliftment of heart, that this polarity is still present in astral world, but it's divided in a sense that those souls contacting the light are shielded and protected in a higher realm from those lower realms of strife, chaos, and the wish to control the polarity, which certainly exists in the astral darker realms, or those beings who are at war with God and thus are at war with humanity through those who they can influence here in creation. So then our last question, why even try when things seem so hopeless and almost rigged by the creator of this realm? It's all dualistic. You're going to get pain and pleasure, equal amount. Why even try in such a rigged reality? Well, there's a deeper dimension to this purpose of having come here. Remember, you're in a wisdom-producing suit. You're here to become wiser, not to assert your current knowledge. We don't have knowledge. It's why we're in trouble. It's why we have problems with our family. It's why we have stress about the future. We do not have knowledge of these things. We don't actually even know those who live in our home, because we're so focused on our way, how we've always done it, that we can't see their way. And their way is equally valid. They've come to their way through their own process, and we need to respect that. So all these differences in humanity tend to be annoying, and we think, I want to get away from those differences. But those differences are part of creation. They'll always be here in dualistic fluctuation. So as soon as we understand what creation is, we'll stop making, we won't even try anymore to do what? We won't try to make things all only good. We'll try to learn from whatever God sends, to trust His will. And probably most of all, our most empowering step we can take in this life is to try to attune to a wisdom master who has, by his own hardship and struggle and perseverance, overcome the flesh, the struggle for only pleasure, and to disengage from pain entirely, and in fact has embraced them both entirely without fear, and said, come what may, come what must, it all comes from a trustworthy divine love that is teaching us what we need to know in this life. That's in your chart. It's not in the sky today or in any prediction of anything to happen in the future. It's all in your chart. You're the one who's come here for transformation. So my efforts are to understand my chart and my karma. Your efforts should be to understand yours, not what's going on in the world today. It will never make sense until you figure out yourself. So I just thought that those questions were worth addressing today. There's more to say on it, but perhaps a look at your own chart would be beneficial for you, so that you can understand more your own attractions and aversions to this world, which have brought you here. They drew you here. Your attractions and your aversions to the things of this world are the reason you must be in this impossible seeming reality. So let's get to know your chart, get to know yourself. And then once you know more about your own affliction, you won't call the world wrong. You'll understand it's just triggering deep, very important, liberating lessons in yourself. So many blessings and love to you during this time. And I would love to hear your thoughts on these thoughts, or on the current world situation, if you care to share those. But if not, that's fine too. God bless you, and have a lovely period of time we're headed into. Hopefully it's deeply transformational for you, for that is the purpose of life. Om Kalima, Om Krishna, Om Divine Mother.